What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In my most recent video where I talked about John Cena's United States Championship Open Challenge and why it worked, I mentioned that during this whole quarantine thing in the empty arena era, if you will, I guess, where all the wrestling shows have had their empty arenas without any fans, that I really haven't been watching too much WWE and that I've been leaning more towards All Elite Wrestling or AEW. I haven't really talked about AEW too much here on the channel. I've been sort of body with my uploads, as you guys know, obviously, if you're a subscriber. But today I just wanted to talk about why some of the reasons are that I love AEW. I'm not going to come out here and say they're the perfect company and that they're the end-all be-all and they're going to take over WWE's spot and put them out of business, because they certainly do have their problems. Their women's division doesn't get quite the focus that it should, or at least really early on didn't. Some of their matches feel a little choreographed. They rely heavily on former WWE guys. You could go on and on and on. But today I just want to be positive and talk about some of the reasons why I love All Elite Wrestling. Now, real quick, before I get into the video, I just want to plug this t-shirt real quick. As you can see, this is the Wrestlewood t-shirt by Attitude Clothing. It's like the Hollywood sign, which says pro wrestling. It's pretty obvious. It's an awesome design. It's made by my good friend Wyatt Fan. He's a fellow YouTuber. We've collabed before. I've hung out with him at WrestleMania. But he's been doing this clothing brand, which is predominantly wrestling themed, for a while. He's doing it completely by himself, and he's got some amazing designs. He's a great guy. So if you guys want to pick up any designs similar to this one, I'm going to leave the link in the description to his store. Go ahead and check him out. He's an awesome guy, and just he's doing it all by himself. He's an independent creator. So if you want to throw some cash his way and pick up some cool original wrestling designs, go ahead and check him out, please. But anyways, there are overall a lot of reasons why I and many other people like All Elite Wrestling. The first reason that I will bring up is how sports oriented it feels. To me, this feels more like a sports league than a soap opera TV show, and less like dramatic than WWE. There are ranking systems for the championships based on win-loss records, and those ranking systems really base it around who's going to challenge next for a specific given championship. It makes it feel really realistic, and it makes it feel like wins and losses actually matter, which is a big problem I have with WWE, where it seems like two wrestlers in a feud will just 50-50 flip-flop wins and losses for like 4 months and then the feud's over. Whereas in AEW, they actually matter because that's what brings you up the rankings to challenge for the World Championship, the Tag Team Championships, the Women's Championship, and soon enough the TNT Championship. It just really gives it a more realistic feel. Whenever wrestlers come out, their win-loss record both for the year and overall is displayed on their nameplate, so you know it's there. It's not something that they try and hide. I really like that. It just makes it overall feel a lot more realistic, and that the wins and losses really do matter. Another reason I really gravitate towards All Elite Wrestling is the TV-14 rating. Obviously, I'm 19 years old. I like things a little bit more edgy than WWE with their PG rating. They generate a lot of views from kids, and they gear their product a lot towards kids. There's a lot of comedy and whatnot. Whereas in AEW, you're going to see a bit stronger language. There's a bit more blood and edgy topics, which I really do like. You know, it's a bit geared towards my demographic and the adult fans, which I really do like. They have unscripted promos, which feels a lot more realistic. It just overall feels more natural and what people would actually say to each other, instead of some of the weird things that we get in WWE. On top of this, combining sort of both of my previous 2 points together, the sports-oriented feel and the TV-14 rating, the in-ring focus is amazing. Match quality is really there. You can look just in the past sort of year, 2 years, somewhere in there that AEW has been around, year and a half, I guess. We have gotten so many amazing matches. If you look back at Cody and Darby Allin from Fyter Fest, Cody versus Dustin, Hangman and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks versus Cody and Dustin. Literally almost any time Kenny Omega steps in the ring. I remember a match just a few weeks ago on AEW Dynamite, him versus Trent from Best Friends, and it was amazing. There is such a heavy focus on in-ring work. Although it may seem a little choreographed sometimes, the matches tend to last longer. There's better quality matches. I like the fact that there's the 20-minute time limit almost always in effect. There's the possibility of running to a draw, a 20-minute draw, which we've seen a few times now. And just overall, the match quality seems to really be there compared to WWE, where it almost feels like sometimes the wrestlers are being held back. On top of this, there is a real variety whenever you look up and down the AEW roster. We have our very gimmicky sort of things, whether it be like the Dark Order or Jurassic Express. We have your guys that just go out there and put on insane matches like Kenny Omega. We have a lot of hardcore wrestlers, whether it be like Darby Allin or Jimmy Havoc. There's a pretty solid women's division now that they're getting a little bit more focus. I've sort of been noticing lately. I know towards the start it wasn't that great, and that's one of the things I didn't like about AEW. Their tag team division is insane. If you look up and down it, you've got the Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, SCU, Hangman and Kenny, best friends, and just so many amazing teams. In my opinion, probably the best tag team division in the world right now. For women's, I definitely have to say NXT though. But there is a real variety, and it feels like there is something for everyone there. Another thing I like about AEW is overall how the feuds feel. They feel a lot more realistic. They're not dragged out over way too long with all the 50-50 booking, as I mentioned, but they feel like they're over actual problems instead of just two guys fighting for absolutely no reason. They're simple to understand, but they're complex to a point where they make sense. And it just overall makes it feel very important. So those are some of the reasons that I really do enjoy All Elite Wrestling and why I've been watching so much of it lately over other wrestling products. It just really feels like a breath of fresh air into the wrestling world, and right now with everything going on, I personally feel that they are putting on the best shows for the fan, and every single week I'm currently looking forward to watching Dynamite. I'm looking forward to watching Double or Nothing, and I'm looking forward to watching what's all going to happen once things start to go back to normal in the world. But overall, I love All Elite Wrestling, and I recommend, if you haven't watched it yet, that you certainly give it a chance. If there's any reasons that I didn't mention why you really love AEW, feel free to sound off in the comments below. That's what the comment section is for. Like the video if you did enjoy, subscribe to the channel for more wrestling discussion videos, click the notification bell to be first notified whenever I upload, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you.